Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in A Computer Needs Its Robot Army Run. And as I've put in the Twitch chat, so beginning of a Twitch stream here, or well, in the Twitch title, I also need the aforementioned computer to go with our robot army. So let's get over the situation real quick. So here at the beginning of the stream, we are currently at 4th with 7.6 victory score out of the 50 that we technically need to win. And that's putting us, again, 4th on the podium here out of 11. And we're doing better than half the AI computers. Although, in the pack of the computers that are doing good, we're about middle of that pack, right? So there's a couple that are just doing really bad. As of the end of last turn, most of our projects were ongoing at speed. And we want that to continue. We do probably want to continue fishing for more power. And at least in the short run, until we get high-tech industry, that is probably going to be adding solar panel fields rather than necessarily building any of the fancier power plants. Because the fancier power plants are either going to drink fuel faster than we make it, or are going to drink the high-tech parts that we don't have in abundance until we get high-tech industry. I brought up that part of this run is we gotta get a syndicate computer, and that syndicate computer needs its robot army. So part of that, if we come to political system report here, is we want to get to syndicate democracy. At the moment, the thing that is stopping us from achieving that is that the syndicate faction vote is less than 25%. So the low virtue version we can technically do with it being where it is with 5%. But that would actually require getting the virtue fairly low. We'd have to get it under like 49. Would prefer not doing that. Prefer to have it higher than that. The alternative is if we can get the syndicate faction vote to have 25% of the vote. They've got 19%, so that's maybe not a big ask, although, as we learned during the last election, polls don't necessarily line up with results. We got a proportional vote coming up in 7 rounds. That should be during this stream, so we'll see if that elects them. Polling right now, they are winning in the polls. So I'm hoping they go from a minority party to a majority party. Law-wise, one of the more recent laws that just got passed was... Let's see if I can actually see it. Oh, it's second page, of course. No, that's the Constitution. Should be on here. Clean elections law. There we go. It's no longer acceptable that governors and commanders influence their subjects. So this should reduce the influence of the factions with a large number of leaders, increasing the power of factions that have a lot of just raw vote support. So we should see, hopefully, that polling result turns into good results. Let's see. And then basically the grand plan for the campaign is we get the syndicate computer, pop into tech tree, we get robotic soldiers so we can have a robot army, question, win the game. That's kind of the whole plan of this game. Robot soldiers, especially if we get them like heavy battle dress, can be quite effective for their spammability. Unlike human troops, where you're limited by your manpower, the ability that you can sort of recruit out your cities, robots are limited by industrial capacity to build high-tech parts, and if you're running heavy battle dress, machine parts. And we've researched both high-tech and heavy industry, so we should just be able to build both of those. And actually, in our capital alone, we should be able to get to the point where we can build a whole brigade of robotic soldiers, a turn worth of industry if we build it up enough. That doesn't mean I'm going to have to build a power. We're going to need a lot more power. And obviously, we want to work into battle dress. So that's worker hydraulics into battle dress, into heavy battle dress. And then ecotechs, we're probably doing robotization, so we're doing automated right now. We've already got industrial. Mining would be nice. And we need a 4th one in here. So if we haven't done battle dress or ultra capacitors by then, it'll probably be hydroponics. Hydroponics is a little less important because it only affects the hydroponic farms, not the dome farms. Is my understanding. My experience, at least. And we do actually have tech sharing with one of our neighbors, so we're slowly researching, as a side effect of not even trying, Gauss small arms. In the long run, I might want to swap back to kinetics, but right now we've got laser rifles. If we find it, laser guns would be nice. Which is the tank guns. And then at some point we'll do 4 over here, so we can get into propulsion for high-speed rail, jetpacks. And honestly, if we're going to go back to kinetics, we want hyper-explosive ammo and actinite tip ammo. But yeah, so plan 1, get the syndicate computer. Plan 2, get to the robot soldiers. I'm hoping during this stream, so the next 4 hours or so, we will get the syndicate computer. And then we just got to get towards robots. In the meantime, politics-wise, we've picked up all the feats associated with democracy. We have the Grand Archive Cadre, just I haven't played it yet. So while we're trying to get the syndicate computer going, we're basically rolling here for spoiled democracy cards. If we ended up pulling permanent militancy, which I don't think we're going to do, we weren't able to run that last time. We might be able to try to resurrect the militia. I just don't think it's going to happen. Because we'd have to be in here for quite a while. This would be if we fail and we fail and we fail and we fail to get the syndicate computer. We'll probably pull permanent militancy, but yeah. So that's the construction overview. The moment, let's look at diplomacy state. So we're at 43 in hostile with you. We're at 30 in hostile with you. We're allies with you. Up northwest, we've got a giant non-aligned front. That I don't really want to be expanding into because of the islands of sort of stable ground in a massive desert. There's a couple interesting asset perks out here, but nothing that makes me want to pay the high costs of expanding straight out into the desert at the moment. And again, desert over here. We did take over the ruin over here, and we did find some artifacts over there, so it might be interesting to try to get over there to get those artifacts. Plus, scavenging the ruins would not be terrible. And again, non-aligned territory over here. Although, again, this is actually a little bit better terrain to expand through. I just need to put a city over here to bolster the logistics. Seems a logic if we're going up to the ruins, I need to put a city over there to bolster logistics. We touch a major here. And in fact, this is that major. So we're touching that major. They've got cold opinions. We can't really do anything with them, but that also means they can't necessarily do anything back. Or at least not intending to do anything back. So we've got pretty stable relations with the majors we touch. Or at least predictable. We know what we're getting into. And we got those blackmailers over there, but they're pretty far away and thus relatively harmless. So construction-wise, I could probably get another solar panel running without any issue. Yeah, I can probably get another solar panel running without an issue, construction-wise. This city is still level 1. I think it already has a solar panel. Yes. Let's get one down here if we don't have one yet. We don't have one here yet, so we'll grab that one. And then I want my colonists trying to get the city to level 2 so we can expand the metal mines over here. Not that I necessarily need the metal.
Yes, sir.
What's the price for metal right now? Almost a credit. So if I'm desperate for money, and actually I'm a little interested in getting some money right now, so let's sell that metal off.
Understood.
And we're making decent water, so let's sell the water off.
Understood.
I'm going to hoard on the food for the moment. Okay, so then that should give me enough money that that everyone gets paid. Because the cash flow on our little country here is actually quite large. 9,635 in, 9,640 out was last turn, or at least was supposed to be last turn. I think maybe the workers didn't quite get paid enough. Might have some complaints about that in the capital. Yep, -16 happiness. We got enough happiness bonuses from other places that's plus only -6, but having the money around to pay them should be useful. Long term, I probably want to get the apachitic score down. It's at 42, almost 43. It should be trending down to 37. Once we get the computer is also a subtractor to this, which is one of the reasons we want the computer going. Do I need any replacements anywhere? I am one grunt short, so we'll recruit that grunt up. Okay, let's go ahead and end the turn here. Let's see how the situation evolves. Again, the situation should be stable. Although, you know what they say about assumptions. And there is one of the texts, I think it's geotectonics. If I'm not beelining to anything, I'll probably need to take a swing by geotectonics and pick that up. That'll lower the cost for going through the desert. Either that or just I have to build a lot more industry. And yeah, unless the screen shifts, there's nothing that we can see going on. We know there's stuff going on. There's 11 nations. We only can see 4 of them for practical purpose. So there's a lot that can be going on that we can't see. So currently we're at peace with Phoenix Bond. So we're seeing the move units away from the border. That's maybe not super surprising because they're at war with one of their neighbors. So if they're pulling troops off, they might be actually deploying it to an actual conflict. The combat AI does prioritize, obviously, active fronts over inactive ones. So the more they're being pressed, the more troops they'll probably pull off of our border because we're technically at peace with them. Although they are hostile, so there might be some AI preference to putting troops on a hostile border. A peaceful hostile border rather than a at war border. We're in the on-the-line portion of the turn, and they're doing a little bit of attacking on us, but mostly the border is holding. And or they're just not close to the border in some places. Round 90, we killed 700 infantry. We have 9 decisions. The director of the Model Council would like his position to be permanent. Still indicative corruption. Warca hydraulics are complete. Immediately discover battle dress. I think we know what our next tech is going to be. Property agnosticism. I'm not likely to seize a lot of assets, but when we do, that'll be useful. Major political scandal. There has been a major political scandal involving our political fractions. Many politicians have been involved in the corruption affair, and this has impacted trust in democracy a lot. The extent that the scandal is still vague, but the populace is very upset. The populace is clamoring for an early election. You can expect a moderate drop in happiness if you do not call these elections right now. We'll come back to this. I'm very much in favor of just calling them right now. The only concern I have with calling them right now is that the election result will be unpredictable. What we do know about this event is that the majority party will always fare poorly, and one of the minorities will suddenly get a lot of vote share. Now, in our case, that might, from an RNG standpoint, work out well for us. It might also not. Director afraid. I feel like this plot's against me. I feel my own bureaucrats are blaming me for recent reductions in BP production. Can I count on your help to protect me from these plotters? Do you respond to this? We'll pay the extra political power, send some extra guards, because this is a heart buff, and we are trying to... Even though heart is not right now our highest on the psychology list of profiles, that is the one we're trying to keep high. So let's try to get that up a bit.
Roger.
Permanent position. How good are you? You're horrid. Yeah, in the long run, I might actually want to replace you. I think we're going to tell you no.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Policy speech. Sir, a policy speech is due. The Parliament and your subjects are eager to hear about your short-term priorities. A choice between the following 3 goals is expected. Private assets that reach 40. They are currently 39, so that'd be really easy to do. Average relations with other regimes hit 57. If I were to go the bribery route, again, probably pretty easy, but that one would be expensive. The goal is the number of victory points to reach 8.9, and that is actually a significant jump, given we're not taking over any cities anytime soon. That would be pretty easy to do if we were expecting to take a city over soon. I think, even though I'm not going commerce, I'm going to go for the first one, just because I think it is doable, and I would like some more word score.
Roger that.
Org decisions, that's just to confirm.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Military research, and... It's very, very tempting to do battle dress here. Yeah, I think it's a toss-up between battle dress and guided RPG. We're gonna need a battle dress.
Roger that.
Minor worker strike, we're going democracy, so we press the democracy option. Diplo decision, they want access to a site. We will go with, because we want to pick one of the ones that's a relationship increase. I'm not too worried about having enforcement. I do want democracy. Everyone should be allowed to vote.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Unit decision. New commander for the 15th. So unless they're really good, I only want to hand out jobs to the Syndicate Trade Society, so you get a job. And yes, this is the major political scandal. I definitely have the political points to do this. We'll call the election early, and we'll see who wins. So next turn, we will have an election. Good or for ill. Yeah, I think we're just about out the limit of our logistics here. Without putting a new city down. Okay, did the construction go as planned? Yes. Rare metal mining facility is complete. That is the max level for the moment. Truck station is complete. We could upgrade that if we need more. I'm not too worried about that. Solar panel field is complete. Well, we can't upgrade that one, but that opens up the possibility of building one at someplace else. Jera's was delayed, so that was the only thing that was delayed. It was delayed by around 50%, so I suspect we had a productivity roll failure, and we did. So there's a 3% productivity penalty. For such small rolls, it does a roll, and if you fail the roll, in which case, in this case, I think it's roll below 3 on a D50, you get a 50% penalty, so be penalized. So that's going to take 2 more turns. Well, it's 1 more turn than normal. It normally takes 2, so it's going to take 3. If that happens again, it won't really actually change anything. And then the urbanization plant, and then the high-tech facility moved at speed. Okay. And we're full on oil, so we are actively exporting oil, although we didn't export very much this turn. And Capital got really happy because we actually paid them all their salary. Yeah, we got really happy because we paid them all their salary. There's lots of different bonuses piling up there. Are you unhappy? Oh, you want more quality of life. Well, I'm not fixing that anytime soon. That's probably the same here. You're probably complaining about quality of life as well. Yep. The capital's too nice. Capital's too nice. Everyone wants to live in capital, no one wants to live in the outskirts. Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the troop movement for the turn, more or less. Adding that solar panel in to help with the power. So I could upgrade some of the dirt roads over here. Yeah, I could upgrade some of the dirt roads over here. Gotta get a little more action point efficiency. Oof. Coming down the escarpment's 96 industry points. There's a hunk of desert in there, which is also not cheap to go through. Okay, we'll do that for the moment. Don't get too carried away. And then cards, let's continue the spam bureaucratic pushes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Grab property agnosticism.
Roger that.
And yeah, we'll see how the election goes on the turn roll. So tech-wise, we just started up battle dress. So with the battle dress in and automatic logistics, we're going to be 1 automation tech short of discovering robotic soldiers. And I think the 4th one probably wants to be mining robotization. ultra capacitors wouldn't be a terrible one either, but we've already got mining discovered. I don't have ultra capacitors discovered. That was the one I was talking about for building roads through the desert. We really want geotectonics for that. But of course, we haven't discovered it yet. Discovery can be a bit mean like that sometimes, where very useful tech is not discovered. Yeah, probably going to do battle dress, and then we'll probably go back down to guided. Guided missiles, heavy guided. It's probably going to be the 3 after battle dress. While we're waiting for the 4th automation tech to finish. And then we have the Air Force doing turbojet. So that's coming along slowly, but that will allow for what I would consider probably decent planes. Although I haven't tried to design the planes. Maybe we got horror planes that I could actually roll. So yeah, Walker is done. 9% there. That's pretty nice. Air Force is probably pretty small. 5% is actually not bad for what it is. Okay, let's cycle the turn so we can see the election results. And we're watching to see if things interesting / unexpected happen on the end turn while it's going. But if everything goes according to plan, it should be a boring end turn. should be coming around to us shortly. Oh. I think I saw non-aligned trying to exploit a void in the line. Yeah. Round 91, we killed 400 non-aligned troops, or 400 non-aligned infantry, and 10 tanks. We have 5 decisions. Here you go. In the wake of the recent scandal, the elite humanist school is about to score a landslide election result. The population is very hopeful. So, as I said, one of the minority parties is going to profit very heavily from the early call of the election. Virtue plus 28. And they won the election with 43% of the votes. The question is... Nope, we're back to being a healthy democracy. We don't want that. We'll undo that quickly. Discovered geotectonics. Finished artillery upgrade. Celebrations have to be organized. Allocate traditional mass parade, sure.
Roger that.
We like government. Workers protest against the CEO. Could go for the government here. I think I'm gonna go for the get rid of the leader CEO here.
Order received.
Retract private economy stimulation law. On the initiative of the elite humanist school, the parliament is holding a vote whether to retract the private economy stimulation law. We'll lose public investments in the private economy getting doubled by the traders. It will also lose the upkeep cost. It is unlikely I could even block it. Actually, we've got... Oh, this is actually a surprisingly divided law. 11 against, 29 against, 9 against. So that is 49 against, 51 in favor. So this is actually on a knife's edge here on how it's going to go. It would not take much to swing it one way or the other, actually. Oh, although it does take still 20 political power. It's pretty expensive in a democracy to sway a vote. Of course, in this case, I don't care. So we're going to lean back and let the votes be cast freely. Your decision to lean back and see what the vote will be has changed mind by -2 because it's the mind-aligned law. Retract vote is forced because there are too many laws. This gives plus 20 intent. Democracy profile plus 1. Elite Humanist School is now calling the Parliament to vote whether to retract the law. The law was retracted, 82 votes in favor because of it being... the vote set is full. So that's all the math on how that came there. APC's been developed. Yeah, I think a lot of the planes are waiting for the new engine. And we're working in battle dress, so a lot of the infantry weapons are also going to wait for the new engine. Okay, so I think we'll just do no new orders here. Request in helping fight syndicate cells. This is coming from Ridge Space. Ridge Space likes us. Yeah, perfectly likes us. I don't want autocracy, and I would rather have government. So we're going to say that we are not sure it concerns terrorists. We like the computer.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, so what did we get vote-wise for our factions? We took the gamble. I think the gamble probably did not pay off. The gamble did pay off. We only need them to have 29% of the vote. Or 25% of the vote. They have 29. So they're in the majoritarian party, although they did not win the election. They went from like 19 to 29, so it was up 10 vote percentage. And yeah, so that was the swing. Okay, so we drop into political assignment report. Yes. To become the Syndic democracy from ideology alone, We need tech level 5. We need 25% of the vote. We need to have passed more rounds. We've done 91. And the democracy system found me that 140 minus the faction attitudes towards syndicate democracy, which I believe is 57. So check. We have met all the conditions. Chance for installing the syndicate computer decision to pop is 5% per round. So we have a chance for that to pop every turn. We've also accidentally returned to being a democracy. I'm going to try to spend some of our virtue to get our, spend some of the virtue productively to get it down a bit, because it's a little bit higher than we want. Force in their hand. You know, I'm not actually going to be able to get low enough to drop out of democracy. I think we got to get below 65. Yeah. Get a little bit extra local power from doing that. You're 10, you're 40. Okay, so I need to do some diplomacy with you if I want to delay the war. I kind of do, at the moment, want to delay the war.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, that probably wasn't enough. RNG may result in a war at this point. Do I have no pushes? I think I still have the requirement to get them. You're a good push, yeah. So that should be in the pull. The pull pool. Either didn't pull any or I played them already. Okay. So check up on leader happiness. I've done a couple things recently that's pissed off at least very specific leaders. Commander of the 3rd in particular. Everyone else is over 50. Okay. So let's on a national degree, because we know that is military commanders.
Yes, sir.
1% improvement with opinion. Okay, that's not the solution style I really want to. So I'm going to have to go with a little bit more of a specific approach. One official gift. There we go. Now everyone's over 50%. So I'm probably about to go very unpicky when it comes to my leaders going forward. Let's not worry about the unemployed leaders for the moment. The reason is because we've got the election result for what we want, at least for the next 23 rounds. So we've got 23 rounds worth of rolling to become syndicate democracy. Statistically speaking, we should actually pull that event once in that amount of time. Seal that road. That direction, at least, that is useful. pocket dealt with. Okay, that should be enough to keep you from being too much of a problem. Full-on breakout problem, at least. Okay, you can do that in a little dash, and then these three can probably get you.
Operation
There we go.
successful.
And then construction-wise, any delays? No, no new delays. Serpentization plant complete. Solar panel field proceeded at speed in both cases. The high-tech industry proceeded at speed. 2 more turns and we'll have sort of free reign with high-tech parts, assuming we can provide the power. Do I have enough high-tech parts? I do. I have exactly 2 surplus. We're not going to go we're not going to go ham with high-tech parts right now. We're going to keep solar panels going. Although, can I? You don't need one. You've already got one in your core.
Yes, sir.
Send you more colonists. Not quite enough to get to level 2. Those the next thing to do would actually be solar panels around here. On the water mine. Oh, interesting. I have 2 ice mines. Not realize I had 2 ice mines. That works out. That's not a problem. Yeah, I think solar here.
I'm on it.
We can take the one in the capital up to the level cap. I suppose the other thing to do would be upgrade the one here. Although I can't do that until next turn. So that's got to wait at least a turn. You are... Oh no, the punishment is just waiting to go out. We didn't have the logistics that far out. Okay. Again, I want to get this one up to level 2, get all the mines upgraded, and the solar panel field upgraded, where I put out another colony. Probably put out a colony... Although I can probably get away with that one staying. Probably do the mirror on this road. So it'll probably be around here, I suspect. Or I gotta go all the way out there. Suppose I could do another 1, 2, a colony. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. We'll think about that. Or I'll think about that. You might not be thinking about that. Yeah, you're looking good. Mining overview. Quick check to make sure the mines are running out. The first one that's going to run out probably is the radioactive mine. Yeah, it's going to be the radioactive mine. Although not by much. The rare metal's got 30 turns or so. Well, just under 30 turns in it. The radioactive mine has got 10. Everything else I think is going to last more than 10. Yeah, probably going to be on the lookout for the radioactives mine running low. Not that I need the radioactives at the moment. We're kind of just hoarding it for non-specific reasons. I don't have the bomb, and I don't need the bomb yet. But maybe one day, maybe we will need the bomb. Or we'll put it towards peaceful means. Who knows? But yeah. Battle dress advanced logistics are going. Yeah, nation, there was no more. Either that or I'm missing it. I'm not sure which of those two it is. Another card I'm looking for. Let's cycle the turn. See how the situation evolves. To be fair, now that we're eligible for the syndicate computer, it's going to be like Cold Fusion at this point, I suspect. Or it could be like Cold Fusion, where we're eligible to roll it, but that doesn't mean it's this turn. It'll be, on average, mean probability of 20 turns always in the future. Sometime the next 20 turns, we'll roll the syndicate computer. Okay, should be coming around to us shortly. Round 92. Over the end turn, we killed 1,200 infantry and 20 tanks. I believe all non-aligned. We have 4 decisions awaiting us. That's one of the events. One of the 4. Still the Decade of Corruption. Mechanized Assault Infantry. Okay. So we do have some bureaucratic pushes this turn. Our decisions as follows. Director warns of rebellion. I'm growing increasingly disappointed in the current state of affairs. I cannot hide the decline of the bureaucracy of the Imperium. I'm starting to lose faith in the end victory. It's partially because of them that I contact you, though I still believe in your cause, or in our cause. I see the signs of defeatism around me, so I implore you, we must increase our bureaucracy. With that decisive action, we might even face a revolt from within. Palace revolution have happened before, sir. They don't need an army to breach the walls, they're already inside. I feel the time is running out. Personal morale boost by visiting the director. Yes, we're going to do that. We want more heart anyway. That works out for me. National budget. At some point I want to put a little bit more towards the staff council. Well, the staff council already at 10%. Okay, I think it's good where it is.
Roger that.
Committee issues for Green Waste. With a small ethical support staff, I could anticipate objections and prevent further fragmentation. Yeah, I don't mind giving you some political power to
Yes, sir.
get a little bit more government. And I don't need Applied Alliance Council, so we can delay that choice until it gets a little cheaper. So we did not roll the nat 20 this turn. We are still at peace with Phoenix Bond. We do want to delay that war if we can.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
No luck with trying to delay the war that way. I'm suspect there's someone on that hex. Educated guess.
Advancing.
Mission successful.
Vehicle dealt with. And yeah, some of our guys out here are struggling a little bit with receiving their equipment. Although it looks like it's mostly ammo they're struggling with. Not due to lack of it in storage, but due to the capacity for the trucks to ship this far away from a truck station.
Understood.
Solar panel field done. Solar panel field done. High-tech industry done. Or no, high-tech industry done next turn if everything is going to plan. Polymark solar field done next turn if things go according to plan. Colonists in here.
Yes, sir.
That should be enough for Talos to level up to level 2. And then we'll start bouncing around. Mine improvement, mine improvement, mine improvement, mine improvement, solar panel improvement. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be working on there. And I should start improving a solar panel, so let's improve you.
Order received.
Yeah, so if I'm building 3 solar panels at a time, we run at negative on the rare metals. Well, I've got a decent stockpile, so that wouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, I have a decent stockpile, so let's keep doing that. At least until we get the ones in the expand main tile maxed. Which in this case, this one can only go up to 2, so this is actually going to be the last one here anyway. So in 3 turns when that's done, that will be maxed out. Yeah, 3 turns. I can definitely take the burn for 3 turns.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Petrodos is coming along pretty nicely. Oh, I went in there, also checked the leader. Who's the lowest happiness leader? 51. The rest point's actually higher than that, so I think we're fine. And the lowest rest point is 56, yeah. So the grumpiest leader is expected to be the grumpiest leader. It's not a surprising result. Okay. Let's go ahead and cycle the turn. When this end turn comes to a close, we are going to put a part break in. So we're going to watch, see if anything surprising happens. Each turn now, going forward until the next election at least, we have a 5% chance of getting the decision for the syndicate computer. And assuming we can afford it, and I think we can, we're going to take it, and we're going to have our computer. Okay, should be coming around to us shortly, which is we're going to put the part break in. We can see that the free real estate is slowly being snapped up on this map, so the sooner we can get moving, the sooner we'll be better off. It's around 93, or it will be around 93 when we come back from the part break. We killed 200 infantry. We will have 3 decisions awaiting us. There is a 5% chance that one of those 3 decisions is the syndicate computer. Although, a 5% chance is the equivalent of rolling a d20 and rolling a 20 on it, so did we get the critical hit? Who knows? We'll find out next time. So if you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow's part. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break here to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then I'll be back to record another part. I'll try to get an ad break out of the way while I do that. Until then, I'm going to catch you all in the next one. I wish you all the best of luck and a good time, and bye for now.